So I was reading on the AMC website that you got your start like in auctioneering and antiques and stuff like that. And I was just kind of curious, like, what is that one thing that like really sparked your interest in like working more with pop memorabilia and stuff like that, as opposed to, you know?
It's actually a great question that I can actually answer. I was very fortunate. I went to School of Visual Arts in New York City and worked as a bike messenger. And I started working with Christie's and Sotheby's, the auction houses,
right,
as like, you know, from the ground up. I literally started in the city as low as you can get, and worked through production and used to handle a lot of their collateral material and did their catalogs. And through my art history background, I sort of really like developed that love. I already had the taste of going to flea markets and yard sales. My mother was an avid yard sailor. I mean, you know, I don't know how it is in Colorado, but in New Jersey, you know, we've got people living on top of people for 200, 300 years. So there's always stuff in the attic and stuff in the basements. And even today, you can still find things, even though the world's gotten so small. But, you know, with her influence on me as 8, 10 years old, you know, we went to a lot of yard sales. The other thing that she used to do, she's a genealogist, so we went to a lot of graveyards. So I have this distinct memories of, like, walking through graveyards, you know. I'm related to a lot of, or descendant from a lot of famous American people.
Nice.
Most notably, the great-great-grandnephew of Teddy Roosevelt. But, you know, and those sort of things. So that background, the historical background, sort of was laid into me at a very young age. But I'm in New York, and I'm working. And I was given this toy by my late father, who actually was a major influence of mine getting into the collecting field, and it was made by Nomura, and it was a Troy Ruttman special, and it came out in 1952, and it was about 14, 15 inches long. It's a famous piece because it was never mass produced. It was licensed through Mobile, and they only made a few of them. And when I got it, you know, in 1986, it was worth like $1,200. Today, it's probably worth $10,000.
Right.
And that sort of was the catalyst for me to like get into collecting. And I started collecting originally race car memorabilia, tin toys.
Nice.
And then it sort of just jumped from there. I was living in Hoboken in the early mid-'80s, and the gentrification had not yet occurred, and it started to happen. And I was walking by this luggage store called Fusilis, or Fusils. And I went in, and I'd never been in the store because it was a luggage store. Who's going to go to a luggage store? But I went in the back, and the further I got in the back, thank you very much. The further I got in the back, the more it was toys, toy-related. And they had Go Lions, you know, the Voltron die-cast robot, you know, still in the box on the shelves, and Godikins and all this stuff. But it's the 80s, so they should have that stuff. But I went all the way in the back, and I looked inside of this back room, and nobody had opened that room by the look of the dust for maybe 10, 20 years, and it was filled with 1950s and 60s toys. So I made a deal with the owner, and I went in, and I cleared out the whole store, that storage unit in the back closet. It was probably about 10 by 7 feet full.